Good morning, and welcome to our first Brain Waves Live. Oh gosh,
Last
I
Call
already screwed
Live.
this up. Last Call Live.
Your choice. Good Saturday morning, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well on this bright and sunny. I just lost my sound there with the music. Whoops.
Still working out the bugs here. Our first live stream of 2021. This is Last Call Live.
I'm not getting any sound in my headphones.
We're still getting sound. Let's see. How about that? Any help?
Hello? Hello? No. Everything was really loud, and then now I don't have anything.
Okay,
there.
You got it now?
Yes, thank you.
Hooray! Welcome back. We can hear ourselves. That's a plus. Yeah, how do we begin this? I forgot.
Where's your script?
Let's start here.
Emanating from deep under the earth.
Oh, right.
Spreading across the globe at the speed of sound.
I ate all the toast.
Yeah, this is Last Call Live.
Wow, what's going on with the sound?
At Green Brain Comics. Well,
It's jacked up.
sort of at Green Brain Comics. At Green Brain Comics. Where we are going to tell you about, we're going to spotlight some of the books that are on Last Call this week. And as many of you know, but for those that don't, Last Call, final order cutoff is the official industry term for the last date that we have to increase our orders before the books go to print and then arrive at our store. So if in that window more people decide they want them than we have anticipated, that is how we sell out. So in order to get ahead of selling out and disappointing anybody, we want to give you guys the heads up that this is the last chance for us to up those orders. So if more people come on and say, hey, I want that, then we know to order more of those books. But we don't know unless you tell us, because our crystal ball is broken. 2020. I'm going to blame everything on 2020. We can't read your minds, and if you wait until the books are already in store, we are equally bummed out when you come in and something is sold out that you wanted. So this is our way of giving you that heads up. Hey, these are the cool books that are coming out in a couple weeks. If it looks interesting to you, if you think you might want it, give us that heads up, and then we will make sure that we increase our orders so that we get enough for you and the shelf, and we don't sell out right away, or we don't sell out before you come in the store. And if you are in our system, we can even set it aside for you. We can put it in your bin and it'll be there waiting for you for whatever time you come into the store, even if it's not until the weekend. And then you know that your copy is secure and you don't have to take that chance on it being sold out by the time you get in. Make sense?
It does.
Yay!
And we've put a lot of options on the table and at your disposal to make sure that you are able to put those orders in. As you may know, we are a comic store. We are a Comic Hub store. We use Comic Hub not only as our POS, but it also drives our website, greenbraincomics.com. And comichub.com itself is your way to put those orders in. You can put those orders in through comichub.com on their website or the customer Comic Hub app. And we're going to use that to power a lot of the show today. And we'll also be using blog posts that we just put up on greenbraincomics.com to kind of give you a full list of everything that's there and a few links to the specifics that we'll be talking about.
And I have already linked that blog post in the comments.
Nice. You're a great partner.
Aw, I try.
Otherwise, hey, everybody, thanks for joining us. Hope you're all feeling well.
Oh, my pen here.
It's going to be hopefully a nice streamlined show. It's our first one back, so it may be a little rusty.
But we do have some comments coming in already, so I'm going to address these really quick. Thanks, Kevin, for joining us right away and letting us know that we were live while we were still getting our sound adjusted, etc.
Apparently, Katie has salty lips.
Shh. Tell all my secrets. Let's see. And then Philip says, ENIAC, what a bad idea.
Oh, dude, you don't know.
And then just to also address what Dan was saying about Comic Hub is that the ENIAC books are not orderable through the Comic Hub app quite yet. But if you do want any of the bad idea books, be sure to let us know personally, either via email or come into the store or call, and we can hook you up. We have already placed our orders for ENIAC number 1. But yes, definitely let us know if you're interested, and we will put you on the list.
Yes, and we would love to show you more about Bad Idea in the coming weeks, but feel confident that we put in a very confident order for ENIAC number 1.
It's a lot of confidence.
Double confidence. And that will be shipping in, oh gosh.
I think it's like March 3rd or something like that.
Yeah, I think they've got a 6-week cutoff window.
Well, the poster says everything drops the first Wednesday of March. Or
cool.
that first thing drops Wednesday of March. That's the date on the poster. So if they stick to that date, that is it. Which is about 6 weeks.
Yes.
The first week of March.
Yes.
I would say maybe 5-ish.
Yeah, I wish we had the last call live prepped up and ready in time to give you a little bit more information ahead of order cutoff, but we're taking a chance on this one, and we're taking a chance on Bad Idea.
There's a lot of interesting ideas, and I think by calling it Bad Idea it gives them that loophole that if someone says, hey, that's not working, and they're like, we told you it was a bad idea. One of the rules that we did rediscover is that they have a very strict policy of 1 per customer. So if you want a copy, we can put 1 aside for you, but we cannot do multiple copies per customer as per Bad Idea's rules to be a participating store. So bear that in mind. It's not us being stingy. It is their rules, and they plan on being very strict with the rules because it is a very limited pool of stores that are in this launch. And we were fortunate to be part of that initial launch, and we don't want to break their rules and get cut out of it. So please help us stick to those rules so that we can continue to carry Bad Idea books.
Yeah, because if we get cut out, you get cut out. There's very few stores nationwide or worldwide that are participating. So, but
So, also, we got a comment from Kevin saying that is the Alien original script book still getting reprinted because of the Marvel buyover.
Yeah, I think that was my parting note to Mr. Kyer. The recent acquisition of the Aliens license from Marvel Comics, I think, has precipitated a lot of out of stock reports for anything that was Aliens from Dark Horse Comics. So sadly, I don't think that will be coming out through Dark Horse. Hopefully, as we've seen from Marvel in the past, when they do acquire these licenses, they do have rights to publish all the previous books that came out through Dark Horse. So hopefully, at some time in the near future, we will get that back in print and on the shelves. Thanks for your understanding in this weird time, but that's the nature of licensing.
Yeah, it happens a lot, and licenses get switched around a lot. In fact, one of the licensing things that we just heard was that Boom just acquired the Magic the Gathering license.
Yeah, that's big news.
So if you're a Magic the Gathering fan and missed the comics, Boom now has the license, and Boom's been putting out some really nice stuff. So hopefully, the quality's gonna maintain, and Magic fans will be excited to get some print stories back in their hands.
Sorry, folks. I'm just tweaking the audio. I'm still getting a
He's a
little noise
tweaker.
out of this.
All right,
We'll get this ship back on the straight and narrow soon.
Did you say ship?
Ship.
Okay, just making sure.
Ship. This is family friendly. This is a Saturday morning show, folks.
It is. We're trying a new time here, hoping that we'll get a little bit more engagement. More people are home on a Saturday morning, maybe, than a Friday night. Also gives us a little bit more time to prepare, but let us know if this works for you. Also, of course, it will be archived on our YouTube channel, so you can watch it anytime over the weekend. But getting back to the FOC, the way FOC works is we do have a deadline again for getting these final orders in, and DC's orders are due on Sunday. So while you can watch this broadcast anytime in the future, if you see something that you want from DC, you need to let us know by Sunday at 5 o'clock. And if you see anything else on the list that you want to have put aside for you, be sure to let us know by Monday at 5 o'clock.
And this is just to ensure that we have enough copies for everybody. While we may have some shelf copies, those do go quick nowadays in this COVID era. We have to be very careful about our ordering.
Yes, in these troubled times, we have to watch every penny. So I'm sure everyone understands, we have to be very cautious of how many copies we order of every book, and every penny counts. And so we can't put ourselves out on a limb too far, guessing large quantities of books if the business isn't there. So again, if you want them, let us know. We'll make sure that we order them.
Speaking of business has been good lately.
It has, actually.
Let's take a second to thank all these fine brainiacs that have been supporting us through these troubled times.
Yes. We did get a little boost the last couple weeks, and our guess is that everyone got their stimulus checks. And thank you for sharing that bounty with your local comic book store.
It helps.
Yes.
It helps.
It definitely helps.
And I will share my concern and my... I guess my hope that our friends and neighbors in the restaurant business are able to sustain and pull through in this time. Let's take a quick second here to figure out what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Here we go. Yep, let's not try that. That didn't work. Sorry, folks. I'm learning on the fly here.
Oh, boy.
Here we are, downtown Dearborn. Our pals at Downtown Dearborn that run both the East and West Downtown District Authorities have put together a series of programs to help prop up and support the business landscape. Sure. And one of those things is the Dearborn Restaurant Week pickup pledge. Dearborn Restaurant Week is traditionally in February, but the necessity to move it up a little bit to help boost them up through these cold winter months has adjusted the promotion a little bit, and now it's really about supporting these restaurants by ordering pickup. One of the things that really takes money off the top for these fine restaurants is using the delivery services, especially the outside delivery services. By taking the pickup pledge, uh, you help those businesses remain profitable, and you get some fine food in the process. So that is going on from January 22nd, which was yesterday, through the 31st by committing to ordering carryout and curbside pickup services to support local bars and restaurants, one of the hardest hit industries during the COVID-19 pandemic. So do consider all of our friends and neighbors in the downtown Dearborn community and really wherever you live to help support restaurants during these troubled times. You can find more about that at DearbornRestaurantWeek.com, and of course find more about our friends at Downtown Dearborn at downtowndearborn.com. Is that a .com or org? I can't remember. Yeah, that's a .org. And they got a lot of other programs on. We'll be talking about those in the future. But let's move right into the new comics. The items on last call for confirmed orders this week, they're going to start shipping the week of February 17th. Got a little spotlight on Hellboy Jr. here as our first item of interest. Let's slip on over there. This will load up through Comic Hub. Let's see if we get that. Nope, that didn't work. Let's get that here. Here we are. There it is. This is Young Hellboy, The Hidden Land, which is a 4-issue miniseries. I'm spotlighting the B cover, which is by Mike Mignola, which unfortunately doesn't have the description on it. Let's switch over to the A cover. Stranded on a strange island after a mishap on the way to a South American dig site, Hellboy and Professor Brutenholm are confronted by all manner of monsters. This is written by Mike Mignola and Thomas Snagowski, with art by Craig Russo and colors by the multi-award-winning Dave Stewart. And I believe this A cover is by Craig Russo. Very cool. I'm excited. While the continuing adventures of adult Hellboy have essentially expired with the health of the character.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. The previous backlog of characters during the long life of Mr. Hellboy continue to be mined for our entertainment. So do consider this in your orders. This is from Dark Horse Comics.
Yep, and while we have the description, while I have it on my screen.
Go ahead.
It gives the release date. So while we were saying that this is the final order cutoff for books shipping in a few weeks, that date is February 17th. So the majority of these books, while they don't all necessarily ship the same week, will be shipping on February 17th. Just about 3.5 weeks.
And Mike Mignola, he sure can draw apes.
Oh yeah, he's a big fan of monkeys.
He's a big ape.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for sticking with us, folks. The internet at our home studio has got a bad case of the squirrels.
In that squirrels run it, I think.
Yeah.
They're cold today.
Oh, boy, are they. Okay, hopefully, yeah. Okay, so the thing that I was going to mention here is a new hardcover from Walt Simonson and IDW. This is the third volume in the Ragnarok series. This is 100% Walt Simonson and 100% fun. You remember our veteran pal Walt Simonson from his epic run on the Thor series over at Marvel Comics. He had some more tales to tell in the Nordic tradition, and he's been telling them over at IDW. This is a hardcover collection of that most recent series entitled The Breaking of Helheim. Classic Walt Simonson. This guy he's a beast. He has not missed a beat, and there's lots of fun to be had. And he's so good at skulls and Vikings. We got a spotlight over in Image Comics. Here's one. While it's not a issue number one, it is a book that is on the tip of everybody's mind. It's on everybody's mind. It's the new series from W. Maxwell Prince, the demented mastermind behind Ice Cream Man, which was apparently recently just refreshed in people's minds for possibility of some multimedia. Ha Ha is a new series that apparently takes place in the same world as Ice Cream Man, but it is in its Working's working. a little bit different than Ice Cream Man itself. It is a series of one-shots that are all featuring art by different artists. The first issue came out a few weeks ago and sold out immediately, and that was featuring art by Vanessa Del Rey and a story that was entertaining but amazingly depressing.
You know. This one has a variant cover with a mime on it. That's already depressing.
Yeah, I think that's.
Oh wait, that's number 3.
That's number 3. This is cover A by interior artist Zoe Thorogood. And let's see, let's talk a little bit about the story. Rudolph on the road to Funville. Every boy and girl needs a mama, like a puppy needs a bowl. The Funny Sad Clown series for a funny sad clown world continues with a mother-daughter road trip illustrated by Zoe Thorogood, who has previously worked on a series called The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott. I think we recently got that in. It was an original graphic novel, I believe. This does feature a different cover that I did not link, and I probably should have. My apologies. That different cover is by, I think, the artist of Department of Truth. Yes. And appropriately demented. So check that out. Haha number 2. It did sell out right away. Oh man, I just dropped my blog. Pardon me, folks.
What's going on?
I know. You know, I'm an amateur. I don't know what I'm doing. There it is. Remember, this is free.
And live.
And live. Okay, let's see. There was, that was by Simmons. Let's move down to Marvel Comics. Got this is one of your picks, Katie. This is Black Knight, the Facsimile Edition. This is a classic reprint from, I think, maybe before Marvel was Marvel. Apparently, they're using Black Knight quite a bit in the King in Black series, so they figured let's give this guy a little bit of backbone, a little bit of foundation.
You know, I pointed it out to Spotlight because I just think the facsimile editions are really fun. I love looking at all the old ads and just reminiscing about the layouts and stuff were in those eras, even if it's the same character. Just sometimes just the different renditions of the characters in comparison to how they look today, that type of stuff. But the facsimiles are fun because they reprint the issue exactly as it was then, including the ads and the trade dress and all of that. So it's just a fun throwback type item. And then of course, if you're reading the current storyline and you want to know the history of these characters and where they come from or how they were introduced, it just adds to that entertainment value of what you're enjoying right now.
I apologize, folks. It looks like our browser window doesn't have appropriate audio happening, so you may have missed some of that. Suffice it to say, all of the details are up on the Comic Hub page, linked in our blog. Also, apologies. I apparently have some congestion today. So
did you just?
Did I swear?
No, you said that all the audio was cut out, and I'm like, when I was talking, of course. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's so sexist.
Did you step on my little impromptu monologue?
Did I step on it, or did I fall on it?
Did you have a technical difficulty during it?
Oh,
hey,
look, that works.
Look at that. You got the fancy swirling and everything.
Oh.
Awesome.
All right. Next up on Marvel, we got Immortal Hulk Flatline #1. This is a new one-shot written by and featuring art from Declan Shalvey. One creator, one Hulk, one superstar story. Declan Shalvey writes and draws an immortal Hulk tale that gets to the heart of the Gamma. Every morning, Bruce Banner wakes up in a new place. The Hulk is trying to tell him something, but Bruce has had enough of his green-veined alters. When a new Gamma-powered villain shows up in a small New Mexico town, Bruce is forced to confront the source of his anger, and it's not what you expect. Don't miss an extraordinary tale from one of the industry's top talents. And I have to say, I'm been feeling a little empty without my Declan Shalvey interiors lately. We were supposed to get a Punisher versus Barracuda miniseries, but due to the current world climate, Marvel has, I think rightly so, decided to let the Punisher license cool off a little bit. And thankfully, they've got lots of other work for Declan Shalvey. And on such a beautiful book as this, Immortal Hulk Flatline #1. And also just a heads up, folks, if the subtle context didn't get out there, let's see, here it is. A new Gamma-powered villain shows up. A new villain.
Oh.
First appearance.
So what you're saying is there may be a first appearance of a new character, which tends to make a book fly off the shelf. So if you want this book with this first appearance, now's the time.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on this.
All right.
Okay, next up in Marvel, here's a pick from Katie that maybe not much more needs to be said about this book.
All right, so this was based solely on the cover art because I just wanted to point out that this artist has been doing these tattoo variants, and while a lot of them have just looked like a piece of flash art, which have been really cool, this, I can't even imagine this as a tattoo. This piece of art is amazing, and I would love to have it as a poster. Look at this craziness. This makes me think of Trad Moore a little bit. But it's just like, how long would it take to get that tattoo done?
Oh, man.
Like 17 hours or something.
A lot of hours.
Look at the corner box.
Wow.
It's so good. This is so good. I just love this piece of art. If you're reading King in Black, awesome. There's always a bunch of different covers to choose from. But yeah, I just wanted to point out how fun this piece of artwork looked because I really like it. This speaks to me. Look at that. It's so good.
This is a great throwback using design elements that Steve Ditko pioneered. And putting this in a Flash style is pure genius. And
love
on
it.
such a hot book, I'm going to be ordering up on this a little bit higher than I've been ordering on the tattoo variants. Make sure you get a hold of this one, folks.
But yeah, also if you're getting King in Black and you're enjoying King in Black, make sure you let us know just in case. Just in case.
Just in case. Okay, next up on the blog, let's see what we got linked. Got anything more Marvel?
Yeah, we got that X-Men Legends.
Oh, yeah. Here's an interesting thing. This is a huge throwback to 90s era X-Men, entitled X-Men Legends. This is written by Fabian Nicieza with art by Brett Booth. In some ways, it's got kind of a Neil Adams via Walt Simonson feel on the cover. And I see that Marvel did a trailer for this and really highlighted its throwback nature. I'm not sure if this is a one-shot. It's not giving us any miniseries information. So maybe it's an ongoing. Who knows? It's Marvel.
Let me see.
Their ongoings are oftentimes not that long of an ongoing series.
It is 40 pages. They don't tend to do ongoings at that page length, but the art style just matches this era to the T.
Yes, it
It's
does.
just
So
crazy.
if you're missing your 90s X-Men, folks, you don't want to miss this. X-Men Legends #1 on FOC this week.
If you're a fan of Jim Lee, if you're a fan of 90s X-Men stories, if you just want to see, also it's like taking it into it's revealing a lot of secrets about the Summers
Oh, that's right.
family dynamic. So there's going to be revelations that apparently were hinted at over the course of the past, oh God, is the 90s 30 years ago by now? Yeah, over the past 30 years of the Summers family. So secrets will be revealed, which often also makes a book really hot because if it's like new revelation, first time someone learns about something, that's also tends to make a book fly off a shelf. Everybody wants to know what's going on with the Summers family.
We're trying to make the unpredictable predictable, folks. You want to make sure you get this. Okay, next up on the blog, I think that does it for Marvel, though there's a couple things of note I want to pass along. There's a few second prints, including Amazing Spider-Man 57, and the recent King in Black Gwenom versus Carnage #1. We get a second print that has a pretty amazing cover. Check that out on comichub.com. Okay, while those orders are all due by Monday at 5 p.m., let's take a look at a couple things from DC
Well,
here.
do you want to finish everything else and do DC last then? Because we're going to then jump back to the indie.
Sure, that makes sense. You're smart. I said it out loud.
Aw, thanks for acknowledging that.
Oh, boy. Okay, let's... Can I get rid of that? No, I can't get rid of that. Okay, let me try this.
I guess maybe we should do DC first since the orders are due first. I don't know. Let us know what you think.
Let us know. Let us know how hilarious this is.
Let us know how disjointed our live stream is and how we can fix it and make it better. We may know our comics,
We may.
but we're still sometimes getting the feel of this whole broadcast
What's going
thing.
on with that
I
thing?
don't know what
All
you're
right.
doing.
Yeah.
But if
screwing
we are
things up.
jumping ahead, the next thing we're going to talk about is the new Abbott series.
Yeah, #1 for Abbott just came out. Abbott 1973.
Yes.
And it's sold super well. If you're not familiar with the property, this is a crime mystery story with a little bit of supernatural elements in it.
Little bit.
Well, the first volume was anyways. And this is got a lot, but this turns up the supernatural element for sure. Let me get back to this here.
Well, I can. So it's written by Saladin Ahmed, who is a Detroit native. So it has a whole bunch of really, well, I should say Dearborn native, Detroit area native. So it has a whole bunch of really cool mentions and spotlights of the Detroit scene in the 70s, which is really cool. Grandy Ballroom's in there. Palmer Park, the DIA. It's just, not only is it really fun to see our hometown right on the pages of a comic, it's really, really well done. And of course, if you've been reading any of Saladin Ahmed's books over at Marvel, you know that he tells a really good story. The art is on point. It's just really fun. You know, they give it a horror. Yeah, it can get pretty horrific, the supernatural part of it.
Yeah, there's definitely elements of the supernatural in this.
I can read the quick description if you want.
Sure, go for it.
An old friend sends an ominous warning to Abbott. Her enemies have returned to weaken her by any means necessary. As the personal losses mount and her efforts at the newspaper are blocked, Abbott finally catches a break, uncovering one of the most guarded secrets of the group, aiming to take down the man who would be Detroit's first black mayor. But all victories come with a cost, and this one may be too high for Abbott to pay. Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that's right, because it's set in 1973. It's talking about the historic event of Detroit's, at that time, potential new black mayor. So, I mean, we all know how that turned out eventually, but it is pretty cool seeing it from this supernatural, fictitious world, but also playing on real world events that happened here in Detroit in the 70s. So,
not only does it have a great story with fantastic art by Sammy Cavella, who did the interiors for the first series as well, it also features a lot of novelty included from just the mentions of all the Detroit landmarks and landscapes, as you can see here on the B cover by Raoul Allen, the iconic signage front from
marquee.
the marquee from the Grandy Ballroom, with a little augmentation there for branding. This is an amazing series, which I think has a lot of life in it, and you'll be seeing a lot more of in the future.
Fun. Jump on now.
Future, fun. Where am I here?
Power Rangers.
Oh, we're over at Power Rangers already?
I mean,
Yeah, we got to clip through. I got to go open the store soon here.
whoops. Tam will be there.
Okay.
I mean, go say hi to Tam at the store at noon.
We're going to give a spotlight here to Power Rangers number 4. As you may know, if you're a Power Rangers fan, they recently relaunched the license, but it's still in the same storyline. They're continuing all these the threads from the previous storylines, but they're giving more of a focus on the stronger elements from the main Power Rangers series. And in this, they are returning to the Shattered Grid. The Unlimited Power era continues as the new Power Rangers and Lord Drakon return to the new universe that Drakon created in Shattered Grid. But will Drakon choose to save the new Power Rangers from the surprising threat waiting there for them, or will he betray them? I'll give you just a little tip, and one of the reasons why we're focusing on this book this week. Oh, I need to get that thing over there. Sorry, folks. There it is. One of the reasons that we're profiling that this week is Boom has tipped us off to the fact that there will be a startling revelation of the identity of one of the new characters. You won't want to miss this. If you're a Power Rangers fan, get your orders in before Monday at 5.
Okay, and then your mention about the schedule reminded me. I looked at the time, and it's 11:15. So
yeah, we can blast through this.
we have a bunch of stuff highlighted. We don't necessarily have to mention them all, but let's.
Okay, we got a new series from Vault Comics. Our friends over at Vault just gave us this information for a new series called Hollow Heart. This is written by Paul Alor with art by Paul Tucker. And interestingly, in the genre, you may see, in spite of the horrific sci-fi cover, this is in the romance genre.
Aw, and it ships just in time to be after Valentine's Day.
L used to be human. Now he's a jumble of organs in a biosuit. L is also in tremendous pain and has been for a very long time. Hope arrives in the form of Mateo, a machiniste brought in to work on L's suit. Mateo sees LK in a way no one else ever has. And what's more,
Ooh.
Mateo offers L an escape. There's lots of fun in this queer monster love story about the choices we make between giving our loved ones what they want and what we think they need. Hollow Heart from Vault Comics.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Shiny-eyed skeleton.
Where did I go here?
We are at Shadow Doctor. Or, if we want. This is a new number one from Aftershock.
But here we go.
It's a there's that iconic marquee again. This one from Chicago, which when we saw that one on the Abbott cover, and Dave was like, I don't remember one like that in Detroit, and I'm like, it was probably torn down already, but there had to be one in like every city from that era.
Yeah, this is from Aftershock Comics, featuring a cover by Mark Chiarello, who's somebody that I don't see his name very often. Used to be the chief design officer over at DC Comics, gracing us with this beautiful cover. This book is written by Peter Calloway with art by Georges Ginty.
There you go.
Here I go. Hey, I'm talking with my face. And we're taking orders on this all the way through Monday the 5th. Okay. Yeah, we got a spotlight on Sabrina Something Wicked, number 5. Don't have time for that. How about Courtney Crumrin, number 7?
I know that it has a following, and they've been putting these volumes out, so I just wanted to spotlight it a little bit, but it doesn't necessarily need too much time since we're running out of time and we haven't done DC yet. So there it is. It's pretty cool. Spooky YA fun from Oni Press.
Okay, let's see. Let me get back to the blog. Here we are.
We got an Enki Bilal hardcover.
Yeah. Here's a good one. Enki Bilal, a beloved Belgian artist, I believe. This is a gripping, prescient masterpiece of sci-fi, beautifully painted by award-winning creator Enki Bilal, legendary comic artist for the Nikopol trilogy. This endearing panorama of the generous utopias of the time, nourished by modern fantasy and a certain humor, totally different than horror, still preserves a remarkable freshness in today. Sci-fi from Titan Comics and Enki Bilal. Back to the blog. Man, I wish I can just get off of this. We got a new series from Valiant Comics, Savage number 1. This is written by Max Bemis, who's an international superstar, and featuring art by powerhouse artist Nathan Stockman. Valiant's output lately has been a little narrow, but it's good to have them back on the shelf to some degree. Savage number 1 comes with a different cover, a couple different covers. This is cover A by Marcus Toe.
Hey, Philip, if you're still on, New Valiant.
New Valiant.
Stay valiant.
Okay, let's see here.
Okay, then now let's jump back to DC. Okay, so just as a refresher, everything that we've talked about so far, the final order cutoff is Monday at 5 o'clock. So if there's anything that we talked about that you want to make sure that you get, let us know by Monday at 5 o'clock. Now we're going to talk about DC, and all the DC orders are actually due on Sunday, the day before, at also 5 o'clock. So just let us know by Sunday at 5 o'clock if there's anything on this DC list that you have to have in your pull bin.
Let's see if I can get this whole thing on here.
It's a lot of future state. I can't help saying it like Samantha Bee when she did like a future tech.
I bet you can.
Again. But it's too fun.
Okay, here's one, folks. Batman Black and White #3. This series has, well, we've gotten a first issue. #2 is coming out this Wednesday. We're taking orders for #3 from DC Comics through Lunar Distribution. Lunar's distribution schedule is a little bit different for Last Call. They have a deadline of this Sunday, tomorrow at 5 p.m. We have chosen to feature cover C by Kari Randolph, which gives a nice spotlight on Poison Ivy. Like the design on this cover, and Kari Randolph is certainly an up-and-coming artist. I'm going to have to dig through real quick for creator names. As you may know, this Black and White miniseries is all short stories in black and white by different creative teams. Let's see, it looks like John Ridley has a story in here with artist Olivier Coppel. Belkis Evely has a story. Nick Dragota, co-creator of East of West, has got a story. That's making me happy. Ooh, and here's a big one. Comics' most legendary Batman and horror artist Kelly Jones has got a story. And we even get one from Bengal, who's been doing some work over at Image Comics.
Nice. And
Good
yeah,
stuff.
what I like about these series is they are just little short story vignettes that don't necessarily fall into the current continuity. They're just little one-offs, giving these artists their opportunity to just tell a little Batman story. And it doesn't matter what's happening in the grand universe right now. It's just a nice little side story. Fun.
Fun. And let's see, we've got a couple more to spotlight on DC before we wrap it up for today. Here's another one-shot spinning out of Dark Knight's Death Metal. Generations Forged #1. It's a big anthology title with a whole bunch of different creators, including Dan Jurgens, Rob Venditti, and Andy Schmidt, with art by Brian Hitch, Bernard Chang, Colleen Doran, Mark Santaluco, and many more. This also features a cover by Liam Sharp and awareness of a couple different things that are super important. First off, this is an anthology series, which I may have mentioned, and it is stories that kind of bridge the gap between Dark Knight's Death Metal and the upcoming Infinite Frontier era from DC Comics. It is also an 80-page one-shot, and that carries a $9.99 cover price. So those of you that were disappointed that we didn't order enough of the previous one-shot from the Generations brand, we didn't get any orders, and it's a $10 anthology. So if you're interested, please let us know. That will allow us a little bit greater flexibility and confidence in ordering this for the shelf.
So this is like a series of one-shots in that same brand, correct? Just
Yes.
confirming.
Yes. And as it says here, from the pages of Dark Knight's Death Metal. So it's in continuity stories that, again, bridge the gap between the previous era and the upcoming Infinite Frontier era. It does have a couple different covers. I don't see the other one right now.
Yeah.
The other one is featuring a cover by Raphael Albuquerque,
Ooh.
fan favorite artist.
Mm-hmm.
And one more item here, folks, from DC Lunar, Truth and Justice #1, showing off the crisscross cover here. I think that's the B cover by Kari Randolph there. This is first issue of a new anthology series where Vixen takes center stage. Mari McCabe is many things, superhero model activist, but she can also add God Killer to the list.
Whoa.
Vixen teams up with Dr. Mist and Impala of the Global Guardians to face down an ancient deity that's taken over the body of a scientist investigating powerful magic artifacts. Wow, that's a carry-on sentence like I write. Vixen will need to dig deep and use all the abilities in the animal kingdom to face down this powerful primeval threat from creators Jeffrey Thorne and artists Chris Cross and Jordi Tarragona.
So this is the A cover.
Tarragona. Yes. That is the A cover. The B cover is here by Kari Randolph. Which is kind of weird that that's #2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why.
Bleep blorp.
I'll get right back
Yeah,
to it.
sometimes they put all the #1 variants, and then sometimes they put the next issue in that little side carousel, that little sidebar. So, continuity, consistency.
Consistency, folks. That's what we need.
Okay. Wow. And because we blazed through the indies really quick, we're actually 5 minutes ahead of schedule. We did it.
We did it. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to Last Call Live. We're very committed to bringing this program back to you every week at this time slot, 10:30 to 11:30 on Saturday mornings.
Hopefully next week we'll have more of the bugs worked out. Thank you for sticking with us during our technical difficulties, some of which were not of our own making, like the internet dropping. Hopefully when it picked back up, you were able to refresh and rejoin us. And as we do this every week, we will get things smoothed out, just like our brain scan, which seems to run almost on autopilot anymore since we've been doing it for 3.5 years. So that is our other live stream. If you like our live streams, be sure to tune in every Tuesday at 6:30 on Facebook, where we preview all the new books that are hitting the shelves that week. So we already have them unpacked and on the shelves, and then we kind of do a quick store tour where we show you all the new books that are going to be ready first thing Wednesday morning. And Shay and I are the hostesses of that show, with Dan being cameraman, commenter on the sideline. So it's a little bit more of a walking tour and less of a sitting at a desk situation like this. So this is kind of a different format of a show. They're both recorded live, and they will both be archived on our YouTube channel. So if you are a YouTube subscriber, or if you have a YouTube account or whatever, I don't know how that works. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel and subscribe there so that you get alerted every time that we upload a video. Again, this is our final Last Call Live. This is our Last Call Live show. We're going to do this every Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. But just remember that all of these books orders are due this weekend, the DC on Sunday and everything else on Monday.
Get those orders in before 5 p.m. on those days, and we'll do our best to make sure that they're set aside for you on release day.
We are. Or wait.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Sure.
So we do the same sign off? Well, I'm trying to think of all the sign off stuff. Follow our other social medias. We're on Instagram. Tam is pretty much in control of our Instagram anymore. She posts all of our picks of the week on there every Wednesday, along with some other fun stuff during the week. We're on, as the aforementioned, YouTube and, of course, Facebook, which is where you're watching us right now. And but on Twitter, we are Green Brain CMX. So Green Brain Comics was taken or was too long at the time.
Yeah, it's
and
too long.
we had to abbreviate it. So everything else is Green Brain Comics. You can just do a search on any of those social media platforms for us, and we should pop up right away. Shop our web store at greenbraincomics.com. Where we also post this blog that we've been referencing throughout this whole episode, and we post the new comics list and the FOC list every week, and sign up to Comic Hub to do all your pre-orders. So everything that we've mentioned today is available on pre-order on Comic Hub, and you can log into your Comic Hub account at any time and put those items in your order queue. You can place your orders for those items, and we will make sure that we pull them aside for you.
If you do have any issues with Comic Hub, there's lots of tutorials online. If that doesn't work, send us your list.
Yes, we can still take an email list, and we'll even take a list over the phone if all of these technologically advances are giving you an issue, or you just rather talk to someone in person. I get that too.
Just keep in mind, though, this is a radical time savings for us if you use Comic Hub. And in these troubled times, we are down staffed by 50%. And it definitely helps us make things streamlined and automated. So thank you for your compliance. I was taken over by robot programming.
Apparently. Okay, that about wraps it up. We are spreading the love of comics and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain
Feed your brain.
at Green Brain Comics.
Thanks, folks. Have a beautiful day.
Thanks for joining us.
See you at the store. We're opening up at noon. Yeah.
Signing out. Where's your sign out music? It's not queued up yet.
I ain't ready for that yet. This ain't ready for prime time.
That's why we're doing it on Saturday morning.
It's just going to be an abrupt cutoff just as soon as my head hits the pillow.